prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really?
Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
Basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started in his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Floyd Mayweather is often hailed as one of the finest defensive fighters in history. Yet many voices in the boxing world whisper that facing Terence Crawford could turn into a nightmare scenario. Analysts argue that with Mayweather retired and far removed from his prime, stepping back into the ring against a pound-for-pound powerhouse like Crawford would endanger both his legacy and his well-being. Crawford's vicious combinations, razor-sharp timing, and unmatched adaptability make him a perilous opponent. And countless observers insist this is a challenge Mayweather should steer clear of at any price.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. Of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would know.
Yeah, so that was a big take. But
Not
yeah,
really.
I think
lost
so.
to both of them. Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really. He doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now he doesn't have the biggest star power.
No.
Yeah, he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. walked away from professional boxing with an unblemished 50-0 record, cementing his place as one of the greatest defensive masters in the sport's history. On the other side stands Terence Crawford, also undefeated, a multi-division world champion whose brilliance lies in his seamless stance switches, high fight IQ, devastating power, and diverse skill set. As Crawford continues to dominate every division he touches, the boxing world can't help but fuel comparisons, dream matchups, and heated debates over who might have triumphed had both fighters met in their absolute prime.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. He chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he never had to. It was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo, who, listen, previously, man, he was wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Boxing legend and three-division champion Shane Sugar Mosley stirred debate by suggesting that Terence Crawford could actually hold an advantage over Floyd Mayweather, depending on which version of Mayweather steps into the spotlight. Mosley highlighted Crawford's power, versatility, and seamless ability to switch stances, saying those tools create unpredictable angles and dangerous offensive threats that could overwhelm Money Mayweather. Still, Mosley acknowledged that the younger, more aggressive pretty boy Mayweather might be a whole different challenge, one that even Crawford would struggle to overcome.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, And Crawford, this is there.
Former world champion Tim Bradley has openly declared his belief that Terence Crawford would defeat Floyd Mayweather even at his prime. Bradley stressed that Crawford's intelligence, adaptability, and sharp timing set him apart, giving him the edge in such a clash. While he acknowledged Mayweather's unmatched defense and slick movement, Bradley argued that Crawford's offensive arsenal and tactical brilliance are powerful enough to crack through the legendary guard of money. Mayweather
distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Zab Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And Zab wasn't quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match.
Amir Khan has voiced deep admiration for Terence Crawford, even suggesting there's a strong argument that Crawford could overcome Floyd Mayweather. Khan praised Crawford's exceptional timing, noting how he disrupts rhythm, makes razor-sharp adjustments, and flawlessly executes smart strategies. Reflecting on his own bout with Crawford, Khan highlighted how Crawford frustrates opponents by making them miss by mere inches, only to counter with precise punishing combinations. He further argued that Crawford stands above many of the welterweight division's biggest names. And even Mayweather, with all his legendary defensive brilliance, might struggle against Crawford's blend of offense, high-ring IQ, and adaptability.
Look, when I was in the ring with him, even though towards after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, probably one of the best fighters I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fighters like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points, and obviously might have got caught with a good shot and got knocked out, or whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always, look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing, and just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even like, and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think he would beat Mayweather as well.
Former two-division world champion Carl Frampton has gone so far as to say that Terence Crawford's performance against Canelo was more than just a victory. It completely reshaped his perspective on how Crawford stacks up against Floyd Mayweather. Frampton emphasized the way Crawford dictated the pace, controlled every exchange, and inflicted damage as clear evidence that he's operating on a level capable of challenging Mayweather at his absolute peak. He drew parallels between Crawford's technical precision, ring command, and ruthless finishing ability in that fight, and the kind of benchmark performances people usually reference when speaking of prime Mayweather.
I feel that Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw, but if you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some were expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo, but there's a way he can win the fight, and that is by outboxing him.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that #1 pound-for-pound spot?
I mean, you have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be in yeah.
Shakur Stevenson has openly stated that he views Terence Crawford as just one victory away from entering the greatest of all time conversation, especially if that win comes against Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson highlighted Crawford's movement, skill set, and high-level boxing IQ, insisting those tools are exactly what it takes to neutralize Canelo's offense and tilt the fight in Crawford's favor. He added that defeating someone of Canelo's stature, long regarded as boxing royalty, wouldn't simply be another accolade on Crawford's resume, but a career-defining triumph that changes how history judges him. In Stevenson's eyes, such a win would cement Crawford's place among the sport's all-time elites and silence even the harshest critics.
If Bud beats Canelo convincingly, right, would you put him above Floyd, an all-time great?
See, I ain't
Give me a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like...
But that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right, I want your opinion.
Opinionated. My opinion on it, I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But...
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes, too. Like, the shit I don't watch with him is like, he's one of my favorite fighters. So,
I know.
Terence Crawford has firmly pushed back on constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, stressing that he doesn't see their styles or careers as directly comparable. He points out that Mayweather fought in a different era with its own set of opponents, promotional landscapes, and public expectations, while his own path has unfolded in a completely unique way. Crawford maintains that while these comparisons may fuel media debates, his real focus is on sharpening his skills, making the right fight choices, and staying consistent at the highest level. For him, stacking records or debating hypothetical matchups matters far less than proving himself in the ring against elite opposition. He views his accomplishments as standing on their own, not as shadows of Mayweather's legacy.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
many boxing analysts have strongly criticized Floyd Mayweather's string of exhibition bouts, claiming they damage both his legacy and the sport's credibility. The main argument is that these matchups are blatant mismatches, often placing Mayweather against non-elite opponents, influencers, or YouTubers instead of legitimate contenders, stripping away any sense of real competition. Critics argue that these fights serve less as meaningful sporting events and more as cash-grab spectacles, designed to generate revenue rather than uphold the standards of boxing.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Oscar De La Hoya has been especially outspoken, calling some of Floyd Mayweather's exhibitions downright embarrassing and accusing them of turning boxing into a mockery. Many analysts echo this sentiment, questioning the supposed entertainment value of fighting YouTubers and arguing that such spectacles do little to honor the true skill and tradition of the sport.
But I won't say it. But other than Leonard Ellerby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you got a guy in the environment that we're living in at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out at the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him, he made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at a press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Did you think he got knocked out and held up?
No, I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Areola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up, the managers have got to step up, the trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
Eddie Hearn also blasted one of Floyd Mayweather's exhibition bouts, labeling it absolutely horrendous and warning that such spectacles tarnish the sport's reputation. Likewise, Stephen A. Smith criticized Mayweather for consistently choosing opponents far below his caliber, arguing that these matchups seem motivated more by financial gain than by any commitment to preserving his legacy. In a direct interview, Smith even challenged Mayweather face-to-face, pressing him on whether he prioritizes wealth over the lasting value of his boxing legacy.
Which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see just anybody on the basketball court playing against LeBron James. He won't do it. He doesn't have to. It's a waste of his time. You might see footages of Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it.
The announcement of a 2026 exhibition between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson has stirred heavy controversy, with many in the boxing world questioning the legitimacy and value of such spectacles. Mayweather, however, has fiercely defended his exhibition career, portraying it as both a way to stay active and a means of securing financial rewards on his own terms. He argues that retirement doesn't have to mean disappearing completely, but rather having the freedom to choose how and when to step into the ring. To him, these events are opportunities for both longtime supporters and new fans to witness his skills, even if they don't count toward his professional record. Mayweather also maintains that continuing to earn massive sums from exhibitions is no different from other successful figures who keep building wealth and influence well beyond their prime years.
Dubai, pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I was smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wanted.
Warnings from boxing insiders that Floyd Mayweather should avoid facing. Terence Crawford come from more than hype. They're rooted in Crawford's recent dominance, which has tilted the conversation about who truly sits at the sport's pinnacle. Even veteran promoters like Bob Arum have voiced the belief that Crawford could defeat a prime Mayweather. For many experts, unless Mayweather were to return with the razor-sharp reflexes and relentless drive of his peak years, stepping into the ring with Crawford offers far more risk than reward. The wiser choice, they argue, may be to let Crawford carve out his own legacy rather than gamble Mayweather's on a fight where the downside could outweigh the glory in.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why?
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, you know, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
So the big question remains, does Terence Crawford truly have the tools to surpass Floyd Mayweather if the two ever squared off? Or would Mayweather's legendary defense and ring IQ still make him untouchable? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. We want to hear what you think.